you'll never know true freedom, true ecstasy. Take it off. Okay, I'm ready, Shadow Milk! I am so ready! You know, I've apologized before, and I'm not apologizing this time, okay? You have no idea how down bad I am for this cookie. I want to make him Crumb! Before all was created, there was neither sky nor land, just a warm emptiness, like a breath that can't decide whether to exist or not. Within that void, something started to form, as if invisible hands were knitting life with patience, layer by layer, in a sweet and delicate ritual. The warmth began to grow, enveloping everything like a shield, but as soon as it disappeared, a soft breeze remained, indicating the start of something new. And so, from up high, a voice descended, clear and radiant. Your name will be Lion. Lion. It suits you, based on your... You know, I am trying to go for more androgynous, but... Whoa, why not? That's how I look. Damn! Wait. What does the masculine one look like? I still have Wait, no, that's probably the witch. Yeah, no. I think I want to present fam today. Let's see what adventures will find you in this world, little cookie. This is where your story starts, Lion. Day 1. The sensation of the damp ground and the touch of the grass woke me up in the middle of an extensive forest. Around me, branches creaked and the soft leaves danced through the breeze that rustled between trees so tall they seemed to swallow the sun. The air had an unusual scent, wood mixed with something weirdly sweet, like burnt sugar. But this wasn't the setting of a fairy tale. It felt savage. I struggled to get up. My edges felt fragile, almost crumbling, as if my dough was baked and brought to life just a few moments ago. I looked around me, trying desperately to find a pathway, a signal, anything that could guide me out of this labyrinth that seemed to be endless. I don't remember how I ended up here. My memory is a blank canvas. The only thing that I was certain of was that I was completely alone. Hesitantly, I started walking, trying to find my way, but every tree looked similar to the other ones, and the silence of the forest was starting to make me feel restless. What's that, a growl? Revealing its fangs, a creature comes out of the bushes. It's not a cake hound, right? It looked like it was made out of cake? It had the appearance of hound, but his eyes gleamed with hunger. Get away from me! I tried to run away carelessly until the coarse tree trunk stopped me. A sharp pain in my hand startled me when it brushed against the branch. Seized by panic, I tightly closed my eyes, waiting for it to devour me. But suddenly, a voice broke the silence. Hey! Leave that cookie alone! A figure rushed in at a shocking speed. I heard a piercing blow, the sound of something slamming, and crumbs poured down like rain. Oh wait, this is supposed to be Gingerbrave? Hey, you're right. Looks like I made it just in time. Who's that? He's a cookie, just like me. I should thank him since he saved my life. It's not a good idea to walk alone in this forest. Cakehounds don't have the best manners with strangers. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm Gingerbrave. Nice to meet you. Gingerbrave? Is that really his name? Sounds brave, I guess. Also, I studied, Pure Vanilla's and Shadow Milk's voice. I did not study Gingerbrave. So, please, forgive me as I try different voices for Gingerbrave. Hello? You haven't answered me yet. Are you alright? You're not hurt, aren't you? Sorry, I'm still very surprised. I was scared, that's all. When did you get here? Thanks, Gingerbrave. If you hadn't shown up, Oh, don't thank me. You always gotta help those who need it. But tell me, what are you doing out here in the middle of the forest? It's far too dangerous to be walking around these lands, as you've already seen. Truth is, I'm lost. I don't even know how I got here. I simply woke up among the leaves a while ago. What? You woke up right here? That's unbelievable. It's almost impossible that this cake hound didn't find you earlier. The forest shows no mercy. It's the truth, I swear. I couldn't recall anything before opening my eyes under those trees. I have so many questions. It's killing me. He might be my only hope, since it seems like he knows his way around this world. Gingerbrave, thanks again for saving me. Oh, don't worry about that. I do it all the time. That's what makes me a hero. But I'm glad I found you before you got hurt. Thank you. My name is Lion. Well, I should probably call myself Lion Cookie, but you know. Nice to meet you, Lion. By the way, I can't just leave you out like this. Don't get me wrong, but you don't seem to have much skill in fighting monsters. Well, he's right. I mean, I could say that I can take care of myself, but he right. No, you're right. I wouldn't even last a second. Honestly, this place is still a mystery to me. Could you please help me? I'd like to stay close to you for a while, at least until I understand everything that's going on. I have so many questions, and it seems like you're the right cookie to answer them. I'm having a hard time understanding how this world works. I don't even know how I got here, if you know what I mean. I get you. It's a lot of information to process, right? I'll try my best to explain. Many wars have been fought here. There was a cookie. Someone with an evil heart who tried to cover everything in eternal darkness. But don't let her scare you. She was defeated. Oh, so wait, is this after Enchantress Cookie? I have no idea. So it's true that she left Chaos and the Beast. Well, they aren't here anymore. They're imprisoned, far away from other kingdoms. Lots of kingdoms suffered because of her, but most of them are slowly recovering. I came from the Vanilla Kingdom. It's the safest place for cookies looking for a home. Also, we're still working on rebuilding some areas. Vanilla? That's the name of a kingdom? It sounds, delicious? I know. But apart from that, it's a wonderful place, full of smiles and kind cookies. Could you take me there? I don't feel safe in this forest, and to be honest, I have nowhere to go. Of course! I'm glad you want to come. It'll be a great adventure. This way! Follow me and don't get lost! I nodded, feeling relieved. I began to follow Gingerbrave's steps. In my current state, I can't afford to stay behind. After a while, I managed to spot a hidden path among the bushes. Gingerbrave moved with confidence, as if he had traveled through these lands thousands of times before. As we moved forward, the landscape began to change. The forest became less dense. The trees gave way to small bushes as the air began to feel lighter. Finally, after what seemed like eternity, a sweet, comforting scent of pure vanilla started to fill the air. This smells incredibly sweet. I never imagined such a place existed. The air itself feels light, warm, as if every gust of wind were an embrace. However, upon closer inspection, I noticed peace wasn't coming without a price. A few sections of the white stone structure shone brighter than others, a sign of recent reconstruction. The new walls stood beside worn ancient reliefs, and a few fine cracks still ran along the walls, like scars from a battle that time was trying to erase. Oh, don't worry about the cracks in the walls. You'll be safe here. I promise you. I have a special friend who I'd like to introduce you to. He can heal your wounds before they get worse. Heal my injuries, but I don't. I stared down at my hands, and for the first time, I noticed the scratches on my palms. It might have happened when I ran into that tree trunk in the forest earlier, blinded by panic. A healer is the one who rules over this massive place? He's much more than a simple healer, Lion. Trust me. You're in good hands. As he moved forward, I saw small sugar gnomes working hard. Other alleyways, however, remained in a deathly silence, as if they were waiting for their former residents to return. Finally, we stopped before a large wooden door. Gingerbrave knocked softly, and the door slowly opened with a creak that echoed through the great hall, leading me into one of the castle's corridors. Within these halls, the scent of vanilla grew stronger, mingled with a golden glow that seemed to be emitted from the walls. And there... I'm gonna Crumb! There was a figure radiating a light as warm as the sun! He held a staff with a blue gem, and his expression was the very definition of compassion. Welcome. You've been through a lot to get in here, haven't you? Yeah, I can't remember anything about how I ended up in the woods. I just woke up there and my mind still feels foggy. She was almost attacked by a cake-hound! Can you believe it? If I hadn't arrived in time, she... Oh my god, I didn't think that my form would actually be important here. But you did. There's no point in worrying about it. Thanks for guiding them, Gingerbrave. Yes. Forgive me, I got a little carried away. This Vanilla Kingdom was built to be a sanctuary, a place where lost cookies can find peace and purpose again. You have successfully completed your mission. Now please, let me take care of them. Gingerbrave, you can go rest now. I know you have traveled for days without a break, and I am deeply grateful for your loyalty. Oh, it's no big deal. You know I love helping my friends and protecting others who are in need. I'll continue exploring and do my best to help with the repairs. I trust Lion will be in good hands with you. Gingerbrave waved with his usual energy, leaving me alone with that imposing figure. The blond man made an elegant gesture for me to follow him. As we walked, the castle seemed to watch me. I felt like the walls themselves were breathing alongside him. What a nice place. Everything here seems like something out of a dream. I feel such a deep sense of peace that it almost feels unreal after all that chaos. Why would he bring me to such a private place? Who is he really? What are we gonna do on the bed?
Antes de seguir hablando de lo que te ocurrió en el bosque, permíteme presentarme como es debido.
Wait. I'm so sorry. Let me just, I'm going to need to mute the voice acting for this. Before we continue talking about what happened to you in the forest, allow me to properly introduce myself. My name is Pure Vanilla. I am the leader and current sovereign of the Vanilla Kingdom, the place that now shelters you. It's an honor. My name is Lion. The honor is mine, and receiving guests is always a gift. However, I am concerned about your current state. You're under a lot of stress, and your body reflects that exhaustion. I can tell that you're hurt. You were injured during the escape, and you barely noticed because of the adrenaline. Would you allow me to hold your hand for a moment? Yeah, of course. His voice is so delicate and calm. It's non-order, but his presence is so magnetic that it's impossible to refuse. When his fingers brushed against mine, I felt a warmth unlike anything I'd felt before. It wasn't just heat. It was as if my dough felt stronger just from touching him. Oh! Oh! Ah, there. You have nothing to worry about anymore. The injury was minor, but in this world, even an ignored scratch can bring complications I prefer to avoid. I like to treat wounds while they are still small. The safety of those who come to my kingdom seeking refuge is something I take extremely seriously. And, in fact, while I was healing you, I made a decision regarding your stay here. That fast? Of course, as long as it doesn't make you uncomfortable. A decision? What exactly do you mean, Pure Vanilla? That you're staying in the kingdom, of course. Under my protection. No one should wander the lands without a place to call home, let alone someone who has just been born into the world in such a vulnerable state as yours. Wait, really? This is an incredibly generous offer, and you barely know me. You don't have to thank me, Lion. You mentioned that you don't recall how you ended up in the forest, and that's unsettling to say the least. Since the war ended, many have appeared like this, with their souls shattered, desperately seeking a new beginning among the ruins. This kingdom exists precisely for that, to be the place where cookies are rebuilt, crumb by crumb, little by little. I'll give the sugar gnomes their orders so they can start building a new home for you. However, perfection takes time, and it'll be a few days before it's ready. I hope you can be patient. In the meantime, I'd like you to stay here, in this room of the castle. Here? In the castle? Isn't that a bit... I wouldn't want to be a burden or cause any inconvenience to your plans. You are not a burden. It's the other way around. It would be irresponsible of me to leave you anywhere else, knowing that your memory has not yet returned. I want you to feel safe and to find the comfort you so desperately need, Lion. I'll let you know when your new home is finished. His words left me speechless. His kindness was so overwhelming that for a moment, I didn't know how to react. Everything was happening too fast, but I couldn't deny the immense relief I felt and not having to return to that dark forest. With no memories to hold on to, this place felt like my only anchor in the world. And him, Pure Vanilla, radiated confidence that made me want to believe every one of his promises. Thank you. Really, Pure Vanilla. I don't know how I can repay you for such kindness. I still feel a little nervous about not remembering anything, but being here makes me feel like I can finally let out a breath I've been holding. You don't have to worry about the future, Lion. As long as you're under this roof, I'll do everything in my power to make sure you're okay. But before I let you rest, are you absolutely sure you don't remember much? Any pictures, names, anything other than the woods? No, I'm sorry. I just woke up in the forest out of nowhere. For the briefest of moments, his expression changed. It was almost unnoticeable, a shadow of doubt or recognition that crossed his eyes, but it was definitely there. Is something wrong? Oh, it's just that... A long time ago, I met someone who had the peculiar habit of sneaking where he shouldn't. I didn't consider him an enemy, at least not at first. The beasts were recently banished to their own continent, and since then, the world has remained calm. Still, peace doesn't mean danger has vanished. Sometimes, it changes form. It's not my intention to alarm you or anything like that. I just prefer to be cautious. Please, accept this from me, Lion. Oh! This object possesses a blessing of protection laced with my own magic. It's not an absolute shield, but it should keep you safe from strange and dark outside influences that try to cloud your judgment. Consider it a sign that you're now part of this kingdom. I won't let him hurt you. It's beautiful. Thank you. I'll always carry it with me. I promise. I could swear I heard something else, but his voice was so soft that I'm not sure. Yonder he pure vanilla? That's enough for now. You can go rest. This castle is still under reconstruction, and there are areas that are still unsafe to walk through without a guide, especially at night when the gnomes work tirelessly. When conditions improve, I'll show you every corner of the kingdom myself. And if anything comes back to you, no matter how small it may seem, I'd like you to tell me right away. Okay? I will, pure vanilla. I promise. I don't know why, but I have this strange sensation that there are 1,000 eyes watching me from the shadows of the home. This house has all been pure chaos. A sweet kingdom, a forgotten war, and now I have the king's protection. I should process all of this before my mind explodes. Ooh, I could investigate. Ooh, I investigate. There's things I still don't understand. The more I tried to remember, the more questions came to mind. Maybe pure vanilla can explain more before sleep overcomes me. He couldn't have gone far. A king always has unfinished business, right? The hallway was almost deserted, but that wasn't enough to dispel the shadows that stretched out into the corners. I moved forward in the direction. I thought I saw him walk away, but the corridors began to branch off much more than my memory suggested. Was it this way, or did I take the wrong path? Everything looked so different under this light. I turned one corner and then another, but little by little, the architecture started to change. The walls no longer shone with their flawless icing. They looked forsaken, almost dry. There were sections of the castle where the sugar was cracked, with doorways sealed by old wooden boards, and the structure seemed unstable. Great. I think I've gotten lost in the worst possible way. I tried to retrace my steps, but the path seemed to stretch and twist, becoming identical, as if the castle was a living organism that didn't want to let me leave. Just what I needed. To get lost. I moved forward cautiously, noticing that the floor was covered with temporarily placed wooden boards. I suppose this area is still awaiting its turn for reconstruction, though. It feels more like a forgotten place, rather than one under renovation. I took one step, then another, holding my breath so as to not disturb the silence of the place. The creaking of the wood beneath my feet resonated with unexpected force, making my heart leap. Oh, no! The wood broke beneath my feet. Before my hands could grasp anything solid, the ground disappeared, and I felt the utter emptiness of the fall. Okay, I sat up slowly, brushing the dust off my clothes. I expected to find myself in a cellar or the castle's foundation, but what I saw before me made no sense. It was a garden, but it felt ancient. I was trapped in a silence so thick it hurt, as if time had stopped there eons ago. I looked up, searching for the castle's roof, but instead, there was only an endless night sky. This can't be inside the castle. Is it an illusion? Did I hit my head too hard? In the center of the garden, there was a tree without a single leaf on its dark branches, like skeletal fingers trying to catch the starlight. It looked like an ancient entity, something that had been there long before the first stone of the kingdom was laid. And hanging from one of those twisted branches was a single piece of fruit, an apple. It glowed with an intense blue luminescence, bathing the trunk and grass in a hypnotic glow. I approached, step by step, unable to look away. I felt drawn to it, a curiosity that burned stronger than fear. The apple hung at my eye level. Its light was soft, yet it vibrated with an energy I had never seen before in a fruit. It looked perfect, too perfect to be real.
A sharp crack behind me broke the spell. I turned around, my pulse racing.
There was no one there. Then, a voice slipped into my thoughts, playful and sharp. You see it, don't you?
Who's there? Hello?
This fruit. It's a beautiful tragedy, don't you think? It looks like it's been waiting for all eternity, just so you can find it. My gaze returned to the apple. For an instant, its light pulsed rhythmically, as if it had a heart beating inside. It must be delicious. Sweet, juicy, so delicious. I can almost taste your curiosity from here. I swallowed hard. There was something strange about that voice, childlike yet ancient, kind yet laced with malice that sent chills down my spine. Among the shadows of the tree, I thought I saw a flash, as if something was moving with the grace of a puppet. That apple. It really does look more delicious than anything I've ever tasted. My body is telling me to take it. You can take it. No one's watching, sweetheart. It's there for you. A little gift from fate. Or are you going to be a boring cookie and let this very special opportunity pass you by?
Oh no! I know I shouldn't. I really know I shouldn't. Oh no! I have to. I sim too hard for this cookie. I take the apple.
Almost unaware of my own steps, I approached the blue apple. It was as if an invisible thread was pulling at my chest, a force I couldn't or wouldn't resist. It's strange. Its brightness isn't natural, but I can't look away. Right when I was close enough to feel its cold glow on my skin, something stirred among the dead branches. A faint rustle that cut through the silence like a blade. A snake with blue and black scales slithered along the branch. Its eyes anchored me to the spot as they watched me. A snake? My instinct screams at me to run, to flee from here right now, but my legs feel as heavy as lead. No, I don't want to leave. Why would I want to leave such a perfect place? There's absolutely nothing to fear, little cookie. His voice seeped into my mind again, this time sweeter, almost velvety, dissolving my fears before they could take root. Just a little bite. Nothing bad will happen. I promise. I extended my hand without further hesitation, as if my arm were being moved by an external will that I accepted as my own. My fingers touched the surface of the apple. It was cold, smooth as glass, perfect, untouched by any imperfection of the real world. It feels good, too good, as if this is what I was really missing. Without thinking twice, I sank my teeth into the fruit. The taste hit me immediately, an explosion of sweetness at first. smooth as silk, but with an acidic and electric undertone that clung to my tongue. Not bad. In fact, it's the most delicious thing I've ever...
Oh, no!
I slowly blinked, trying to focus my vision, but the world began to tilt. I might have fucked up. The air became dense, heavy, as if I were trying to breathe underwater. My head began to cloud over. My thoughts became slow, fragmented, and impossible to hold onto for more than a second. What's happening to me? My body feels weird, like it's fading away. I tried to stay on my feet, but my knees gave out. I felt myself falling, not to the ground, but into a velvet void. I'm so sleepy. I shouldn't close my eyes, but I can't fight it anymore. Shh. It's over. You don't need to resist any longer, sweetheart. His voice was right in my ear this time. I could feel an icy breath brushing against my neck. I tried to turn my head to see his face, but my senses shut down one by one. The world became a blur of blue and shadows. Now, rest. The last thing I felt before the darkness completely claimed me was an enveloping sensation, like invisible threads were embracing me with terrifying gentleness. When I opened my eyes, the world I knew had crumbled. I was no longer in the garden, nor in the safety of pure vanilla. The walls here seem alive, reaching into endless darkness, and objects vibrate with an unsettling pulse whenever I stare at them. Where am I? Everything feels like a distorted reflection of reality. Hello? Is anyone there? Oh, you woke up just in time. I was getting bored of being the only one here. Who said that? Show yourself! Here! Although, searching for me is part of the fun of the show. Don't you think? A little suspense never hurts. Who are you? Why am I here? Straight to the point. I love that enthusiastic energy. Also, I thought the first thing a normal cookie would ask would be, where are we? Okay, I'll do it your way. Where am I? I'm glad your curiosity is stronger than your fears, sweetheart. You're in the perfect corner for the conversations no one else dares to have. That really doesn't answer my question. These are just empty words. Of course it does! Just not the boring geographical answer your little head was hoping to hear. You built this place? It's disturbing. Can't you see my personal touch? Every odd detail, every letter floating in defiance of gravity, every door that leads nowhere, it's all mine. My masterpiece. So, you brought me here against my will. Not exactly. You bit into the apple of your own accord, you fool. I only laid the bait, but it was you who decided to savor it. You were that voice, the one that was tempting me in the woods. It was a trap from the beginning. Trap is such a crude word. I'd rather call it an irresistible invitation you couldn't say no to. Well, I don't like the way you invite people.
Darling, I never said you had to enjoy it.
Forget it. Just tell me who you are.
Who am I? That's the million coin question, isn't it? I am an artist and one of the greatest to ever shape this senseless world.
This has gotta be a joke. You never answer clearly. You just beat around the bush.
You're the one that doesn't know how to ask the proper questions. So, I'll tell you a little story to show you how good an artist I am. Long ago, there were cookies chosen by divine hands, witches' hands to be precise. Perfect creatures, baked with a sacred purpose and a glorious destiny. Or so they believed. They lived in dazzling kingdoms, full of light, where every smile was a mask to hide a truth no one dared to question. Because when everything seems perfect on stage, that's when it's easier to hide the cracks behind the curtains. Can you get to the point already? Patience, sweetheart. The best stories aren't rushed. They're savored like a good gummy bear. Over time, these cookies began to doubt everything, including their existence. They were enlightened. They understood that their world was meaningless and tried to shape it with their own hands. But others didn't like the truth. Oh, yes, their own followers turned their backs on them, calling them beast just for wanting to see beyond.
Are you talking about the same beast that attacked the kingdoms? I've heard something about them.
Attack? What a convenient word for history books. Tell me, if someone breaks their chains violently because it's the only way to be free, would you call them a beast?
That doesn't change the fact that there was a war and suffering.
Exactly. A war for the sake of the narrative. The beasts weren't born as beasts. They were cookies like you or anyone else who understood too much, and when they tried to open other people's eyes, they were silenced, rejected, cast as the villains of the story so the rest could sleep easily. So they fought, not out of hatred, but for the truth of their own existence. But of course, history is always written by the winners. It's easier to call someone a monster who disturbs your illusion of peace. Pretty stories don't sell if they don't have a clear villain to blame for all the misfortune. But I prefer realism. To tell things no one else dares to hear. Because in the end, it's all a matter of perspective. Heroes, villains, saviors, beasts. There are just labels put on by whoever is holding the paintbrush at the moment. And me, I'm someone who loves to paint outside the lines and burn the canvas. You can call me Shadow Milk, the great master of deceit. For my fans, of course. Is that silence out of amazement? Or are you speechless? Wow, and I rehearsed this intro in front of the mirror 1,000 times.
What you said, was it serious?
Oh, sweetheart, the best liars always carry a grain of truth. and the cruelest truths are the ones no one wants to believe. Besides, isn't it a lovely plot? A misunderstood artist, betrayed by his creators and reduced to a vile beast. It has an irresistible drama, don't you think?
It has drama fueled by a giant ego, I'd say.
Ouch! A direct blow to my pride! But I don't blame you for doubting. If you've been fed fairy tales your entire life, it's normal to find reality rough.
It's not just doubt. It's that you talk about all that chaos as if you don't care about the pain it caused.
Oh, I care a lot more than your little head can process. But I'm not going to start bawling in front of such a lovely audience. I'd rather our show be something more entertaining.
Entertaining in which manner?
Like this! Just like you.
Me? What do I have to do with all this?
You're a fascinating piece. You don't run away all terrified. You don't scream for help. You haven't immediately called me a monster. That already makes you stand out from the rest. And not only that, you're special enough to bite into such an eerie apple. Did you know that normal apples are red or green? What kind of person sees a suspiciously blue fruit and decides it's a good idea to take a bite? Someone different. Someone who doesn't fit in. That is not normal. And I love it. Ha! I should give you a sugar Oscar for that. But there's one detail that's bothering me. A certain poorly baked, sickly sweet dough is trying to lure you away from my stage.
I have no idea what you're talking about or who you're referring to.
Obviously you do. That sickly sweet scent can't be hidden.
Oh my god. He really is obsessed with pure vanilla. He can smell pure vanilla on us. Like just the hint of vanilla.
It always reeks of spoiled vanilla wherever he goes.
Was he talking about pure vanilla? Oh my god. I can't let him notice how much it affects me when he speaks of him like that. I already told you, I have no clue who you're talking about. You're making up a whole stage in your head and jumping to conclusions that aren't even real. Why am I gaslighting the master of deceit? I don't think this is going to end well.
How stubborn. Still clinging to that little facade of yours. I have eyes in every corner of the kingdom. I can see anything. But thoughts, that's a different matter. And right there is where you play your part. That secretive little mind of yours could be really useful to me.
I don't like his tone.
Did you know that memories are the most sincere performers? They can't lie, can't hide, and most importantly, can't protect you. I just need to take a little peek into your memory. Nothing nosy, just a tiny magic trick. Pinky promise.
You're doing what?
Get off! Don't move, or my trick would be unnecessarily painful. And we wouldn't want to ruin that pretty face of yours so soon. Did he just call me pretty?
Oh my god! Huh?
That isn't supposed to Come on, let's try again. Curious and unexpected. What's going on? I feel a strange pressure in the air, and he looks confused. Did you just push me? Because you definitely hit my chest. Shh! Quiet on the set. How weird. I could touch you without trouble, but my magic just reflects back. Did he just try to get into my mind? This isn't a game anymore. He's really trying to break me. Hold on a second. That trinket you're wearing, he gave it to you? Oh, don't tell me it's a yes. That's way too cliche, even by my standards. What's that supposed to mean? Stop joking around. Oh, please. That kind of protection doesn't just appear out of thin air. So shiny, so insufferable. Only someone like him would do something so ridiculously noble without asking for anything in return. Well. This leaves such a rotten taste on my palate. A mysterious visitor crossing my stage under pure vanilla's protection. I don't get why you're so obsessed with a simple trinket. It has nothing to do with you. You don't need to get a dear one. Mystery keeps the public engaged. But that small thing gets in the way of my plans. Just like him. Always sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. It was a gift from him to help me feel safer. That's all. Ha! That sounds exactly like him. Always so kind, so perfect, so annoying. It sickens me. Playing the hero. Always trying to save every cookie in Earthbread as if that's a way to fill his own emptiness. So answer me this, little cookie who showed up out of nowhere. Lion, that's my name. The nerve. Well, Lion, let's see what you're truly hiding. What's your story? I'm gonna tell him. Alright, I'll tell you if that makes you shut up, but don't expect knowing the truth will change anything between us. Oh, you've suddenly become so cooperative. That's a plot twist I didn't see coming. So lovely. Go on, the stage is yours. I'm all ears. Surprise me with your little tragedy. It began in the forest. I don't exactly know how I got here. My memory is pure chaos and shadows since the beginning. As I tried to find the way out, a cake hound suddenly appeared, and his eyes didn't seem to carry the best intentions. We're going beyond what's necessary. All the way back to the prologue. Let me guess how this tale continues. A tiny hero with a savior complex appeared just in time to rescue the damsel in distress. Isn't that right? So cliché. Something like that. He defeated the cake creature, helped me heal, and took me to a place where light didn't burn. That was how I ended up in the Vanilla Kingdom, where I met him. Yeah. I can already see the act turning into some cheap melodrama. He took care of me, healed my wound with undeserved patience, and before I realized it, he gave me this brooch. Oh, trust me, that was pretty obvious. That type of magic is so recognizable everywhere, like burnt sugar. Ugh. Always gifting small miracles to complete strangers, giving light as if it were something trivial and mundane. He was just kind to me when no one else was. Kind? No, my dear, that has another name. It's called getting in my way.
Getting in your way? How could he? With a simple gesture of kindness?
Are you truly too blinded by his light to see it?
I'm not a chess piece on your board, Shadowmilk. I'm not part of your history.
Of course you are, like everybody else. It was you who decided to take part in it. You who bit the apple with such enthusiasm. And inside my stage, those kinds of choices lead to consequences applause alone can't erase. Changing the subject, that brooch of yours is starting to give me a headache. Could bring me trouble I didn't ask for.
Trouble? How could a simple accessory cause trouble for someone like you?
Let's just say certain magical objects have a bad habit of whispering little messages, signals, or clues drifting through the air like pollen. And I detest, absolutely hate, when someone tries to eavesdrop on my private conversations without being invited. We need to change sets before the unwanted audience tunes into the signal. I don't understand a single word you're saying. You talk as if everything were a game. You don't have to understand, my dear. Just follow me and try not to trip over your own feet.
I can't trust you. I don't even know who you really are behind that mask.
Oh, but I've already confessed. I'm an artist, the greatest those eyes of yours will ever see. And a true artist knows exactly when it's time to change the scenery. Watch closely.
Hot! What the hell is that? Clearly his Shadussy. The air seems to tear like old cloth. That darkness gives me the creeps. That doesn't seem safe at all. It feels like it's going to devour me.
Relax. I'm not even touching you. I'm not forcing you in. It's already clear that your little amulet doesn't like my hands getting too close.
Is this some kind of trap? Are you going to lock me up somewhere even worse?
No. It's a portal. Don't you appreciate the craftsmanship? Besides, this is the only way out of here. Unless, of course, you'd rather stay here until you turn into cookie dust.
I have no choice. I have to risk it. The sensation of falling vanishes in an instant. Now the wind gently brushes my face, and that scent, it smells like earth and grass. Where are we? This place feels familiar.
An utterly ordinary field in the Vanilla Kingdom. A common stage for common cookies. Calm, quiet, and terribly uninteresting at first glance. But sometimes the simplest places are the most fitting for the most important scenes.
Scenes? Are you still on about that? This isn't a play, it's my life!
Exactly! The best stories always need the right stage for characters to reveal their true nature. Besides, since you decided to open your heart a little and trust me, I think you've earned the right to see how this little play unfolds.
I really don't like the way you talk about this, as if our lives were just a show for your entertainment.
Oh, sweetheart, they are. At least, yours is anyway. I'm the main character, and that gives me a certain advantage.
In the distance, the sound of hurried footsteps shatters the field's calm. A figure runs frantically among the hills, his golden cape flapping with every stride. Shadowmilk is the first to notice.
Ah, well, right on time.
Before I could react, Hands gripped my shoulders and spun me around with a brusqueness that betrayed sheer panic. There you are! Thank goodness! I was searching for you all over the castle from the very first ray of light. I was desperate to find you. When I went to wake you, your room was empty and the bed was cold. I feared the worst. I thought maybe I'd gone out for a walk, but no one had seen you. No one knew anything. It's been hours since you disappeared. I grew terrified. Hours, but I was only away for a couple moments and I spent the entire night. Wait, I spent the entire night with Shadow Milk? The time in his castle doesn't work the same as here. Day 2?
What a touching scene. It almost makes me want to cry from laughter.
Suddenly, another pair of hands wraps firmly around my waist and pulls me away from pure Vanilla's touch.
Jeez, why are they both so rough? It feels like they're gonna split me in two.
Shadow Milk. I should have guessed you were behind this. The tension between them is almost electric. It's a rivalry that feels ancient and bitter, as though they've spent centuries spitting half-truths at each other. Did he hurt you? Tell me the truth, Lion. Did he do something to you? No, he didn't lay a hand on me. Almost, anyway. We were just talking. Even so, I won't allow anyone else to be hurt by his games, especially someone who's under my protection.
Always with that tone. Always trying to save every cookie that crosses your path. I wonder how much longer you can hold up that facade before you shatter.
What I do is none of your business, nor is it the business of anyone who uses deceit to bring despair.
No? How curious. 'Cause every time you try to save someone, something always ends up breaking into 1,000 pieces. It's practically your signature.
Shut up! Just stay quiet.
Oh, come on! You've already lost your patience? I thought it was failsafe!
You have no right to speak of things your twisted heart will never be able to understand.
Let's recall everything, shall we? A disastrous war, decisions made out of fear, broken promises. Do you want me to go on?
Shadow Milk? Don't you dare.
And how could I forget? The Great War against Dark Enchantress. All those cookies trusting you and following your light like moths. Yet light always casts shadows, doesn't it? Especially when someone so close to you simply crumbles. What was her name again? Yes, White Lil.
Stop! Is Pure Vanilla yelling? I've never seen him lose control like this. Don't ever mention that name again.
Why are you so pissed? Does it hurt to remember her? Or does it hurt to admit in front of your new friend that you failed the one you cared about most?
I didn't fail anyone.
Really now? Because from where I'm standing, it seems your specialty is always arriving a couple of seconds late. And the funniest thing is, you keep repeating the cycle. Protecting, promising, acting like this time the ending will be different. Are you going to try to save me now as well?
I'm not going to let you keep... Stop! That's enough! Both of you! This is ridiculous. Neither of you are listening to each other.
You two were
acting like children, destroying everything.
Children?
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to see this side of me, Lion. Forgive me.
I'd say it was educational. It's important to get to know heroes when their mask slips, don't you think?
No. This isn't getting to know each other. This is simply hurting each other to feel better about yourself.
And you? What do you propose? Words of peace, a cheesy speech, and a hug? Not my style, sweetheart.
Oh my god, I propose a solution. I suggest you guys stop attacking each other as if that's going to solve anything.
Nothing is going to change.
You don't know that. You're just assuming it'll be the same as before. This isn't as simple as it seems. I never said it was, but staying like this doesn't help any of us. Ugh, you're so stubborn. Then prove me wrong. Stay here in the castle. What? Are you serious? Or just kidding? Yeah, if you have so much to say to each other, then say it properly, without games or unnecessary arguments. I don't think that's a good idea. He's not someone you can trust like that. It's not so... The hell no! You're refusing too quickly, as if you already know the outcome.
Because I do. Nothing really changes.
Then stay and see for yourself.
I have absolutely no interest in this.
I could change your mind.
Be careful with what you promise. You might end up caught up in something you don't understand.
This isn't a game.
Game. Now that you mention it, that does sound interesting. I love a good challenge. Let's do it this way, alright? 5 questions to see just how empty or full that little head of yours is. If you manage to make my strings burst with excitement through your answer, maybe, just maybe, this kingdom will stop looking like a dump of stale sugar for a few more minutes. But if you bore me, poof, I'll vanish before you can even say, what? And you'll never see this gorgeous face again. Ready? Oh, one detail. I hate long silences. Think fast, or the curtain falls before we even start.
I don't know if this matters. So I'm going to hope to God I can read fast enough. I have to focus. Shadow Milk isn't looking for logic. He's looking for something that feeds his ego or his chaos. I can't hesitate.
First question. A warm-up to see if that brain of yours is properly baked. Tell me, what is it that the more you try to hide it, the louder it screams its existence?
Ugh. I can't think. Oh God. Lie, fear, guilt. Fear.
Fear is so obvious, it's hardly worth God damn it, a lie! A classic answer. Almost boring, but I suppose it has a delicious touch of irony. Wait, guilt? Oh, how poetic. Oh yeah, I forgot. Shadow Milk's whole thing isn't purely lies, okay? That is his biggest lie, that he's all about lies. No, he's all about unveiling the hidden truths of people. That's his whole deal. The crumbs of remorse always put on the best show. I like that. Second question. Let's turn up the tempo, shall we? What is it that everyone claims to fervently desire, yet when it's shown to them, they'd rather gouge their eyes out than accept it?
The truth. Reality.
Exactly! Raw, bitter reality. So different from pure vanilla sweet little lies, don't you think? Third question. Let's see if we can see through my eyes. Tell me, why do you think I'm bothering to play with you instead of leaving ages ago? It's fun for you. You're looking for entertainment. You're lonely. You're looking for entertainment. God damn it, you're lonely! You know absolutely nothing about me. I forgot he hates that. It's fun for you. Barely, but I'll admit you do amuse me. Fine, you're looking for entertainment. Maybe. Fourth question. Let's get a little crueler. What leaves a deeper scar? A betrayal you expected, or a loyalty that turned out to be a lie? Both hurt the same. Boring and mediocre. God damn it! False loyalty. Yes, there's nothing more delicious than watching blind trust crumble. It's pure art. The grand finale. The question that will decide whether I lower the curtain or grant you an encore. What reason could you possibly give me to stay? I'll bounce on it! I'll bounce on it crazy style! I'll make you crumb! Pure vanilla could redeem you. What? That's not it. You could learn something. Learn something? I could only learn from you if you're worth it. Okay, what about it'll be interesting? Well, not a single mistake. Ding, ding, ding! The show has ended! And the audience, myself, of course, is satisfied. Well, what a delicious plot twist. I didn't expect a little cookie like you to have tricks up your dough, but I suppose that only makes the show all the more stimulating. I hate losing. It's a stale feeling, I must admit. But a deal is a deal. I'll stay, and you, Lion. Right now, you've just become the most interesting character in my eyes. No one invited you to analyze our lives, Shadowmilk. If you stay, it'll be under my rules and without causing problems. Oh, silly Vanilli, that's the problem. If there were no problem, there's no drama. And you know better than anyone else that I wasn't born to put up with your rules. He's not staying out of obligation. He's staying because he's found a new toy. That toy is me. I'm going to be used by Shadowmilk Cookie. I wanted to make him Crumb, but I don't think I would have legs by the end of this. I don't think so. Get inside, the both of you. It's neither safe nor wise to remain out here. As we crossed the threshold of the castle, the air grew thick. The silence wasn't peaceful, as if the very walls were holding their breath at the intruder's presence. Pure Vanilla walked one step ahead, his back rigid and his staff held firmly. I could feel his magic vibrating as he watched every shadow that stretched across the floor. He's on guard. His usual kindness has been replaced by absolute focus. What an impeccable place. So straight, so neat, so desperately boring. Every painting in its place, it's practically suffocating. I don't understand how you can spend centuries surrounded by something so static without feeling the urge to set it on fire just to see some movement. Don't test my patience, Shadowmilk. Keep your hands and your shadows away from what doesn't belong to you. Me? I'm just a curious spectator. Although, of course, sometimes the spectator needs to see the show from another angle. I don't like that tone.
There's dangerous electricity in the air, and Shadow Milk is looking at me. We kept moving down the hall. The echo of our footsteps was the only pulse of the place. Pure Vanilla isn't turning around, but I noticed he's somewhat annoyed. In a blink, in that single moment of carelessness, as we turned into the hallway, I felt a violent, cold tug. Claws grabbed me by the arm. Before I could let out a scream, I was dragged into the darkness of a closet. Hey, me and Shadow Milk in a closet together? The door shut with a silent metallic click. What do you want?
Don't worry. I doubt he'll notice for a few minutes. Even so, don't make a single sound.
He's too close. We don't have much space here. And good God, is that Milk down there? I can feel the cold radiating from his body, wrapping around me entirely. I can barely breathe without brushing against his chest.
I don't want that half-baked dough ruining our moment. It's irritating enough having to breathe the same air as him, let alone share your attention with him. Don't you think?
I stay. Why would I escape? This is what I wanted. This is what I needed. There's so much porn of this. My heart is beating out of control, but there's something hypnotic about his gaze, something that stops me from pushing him away. I froze. I'm not moving, but the air we share is so scarce that every breath brushes against his chest. I don't pull away, and for some reason, part of me doesn't want to.
That brooch, I felt it pulsing with that stale, bright magic ever since I saw you. Let me guess, the great king gave it to you, didn't he? Of course he did.
It's to protect me.
Protection, control, is there really any difference? As long as you wear that thing, you'll only see the world through the filter he chose for you. You'll never know true freedom, true ecstasy. Take it off.
Okay, I'm ready, Shadow Milk! I am so ready! You know, I've apologized before, and I'm not apologizing this time, okay? You have no idea how down bad I am for this cookie. I want to make him crumb! What? No! Pure Vanilla...
Who are you going to listen to? The cookie who locks you in a glass cage, or the one offering you the key? Take it off now.
I take it off. My fingers tremble as I search for the brooch's clasp. I feel like I'm breaking a promise, but curiosity is stronger. With my fingers trembling from the adrenaline, I unhooked the brooch's clasp and let it fall. The clink of metal hitting the floor rang out like a declaration of war.
That's it. Much better. There you are, at last. Just you.
He leans in over me. The space is so non-existent. I can feel the cold of his dough grazing my cheek.
You know, I like you more this way. No filters, no lies, just you. No barriers, no more interference with our frequency. Lion, this is about to get so fun. You're not the plain little cookie you pretend to be, are you? sweetheart. Huh? Hold still, damn it! If you keep squirming, you're gonna force me to... Huh? Your breathing's a little ragged. Tell me, do you like the way I'm holding you? Because I'm absolutely fascinated. I can feel every last twitch under my fingers. I'm certain you're not actually hating this, are you? Do you enjoy having me this close? Because I can get a whole lot closer, and I'm guessing I don't even need to ask. After all, a puppeteer never asks his puppet for permission to pull the strings. Get it? I don't need your permission.
Shadowmilk's breath is freezing against my neck. My hands twist into his clothes, debating if I should shove him away or hold him tighter. Pull him tighter! What are you... kissing me? A sharp, piercing pain rips through my neck. Yes! He bit me. Oh my god, he's biting me! I swallow a moan through my tightly sealed lips. No. I don't swallow it. I'm going all the way. I'm going... The terror of pure vanilla fighting us like this has got me frozen solid, and he seems to feed on the fear.
I can make it hurt more if I want to. But we're not exactly alone right now, are we? It's just a matter of time, sweetheart. You've grabbed far too much of my attention, Lion. I'm not letting you go that easily. Not even if you try to run from my reality. You're my best find yet.
Oh! I feel something soft and wet slide over the mark he just left on my neck. It's his tongue, tracing the wound without any shame. I can't stop the shudder that runs through me. The feeling is every bit as unsettling as it is thrilling. Yes?
You should see your expression right now. Do you seriously get this worked up over a tiny bite? Such pathetic fragility. I can already picture the faces you'll make when I decide to cross every last limit. You like it? We should leave now. Don't you agree? And since you don't have that annoying brooch anymore, I'll give you a warm welcome to my other realm, sweetheart. To stay forever.
That sounded really possessive, and for some reason I love that about him. Black smoke enveloped us completely, and Shadowmilk still held on to my waist. In the blink of an eye, we were back in his other realm.
Welcome back to your sweet home, Lion.
This time, I kept my eyes on Shadowmilk. I slowly turned towards him and smiled gently. It was about time you brought me back. Do you know how much I miss being here alone with you? That was fast! I got closer, almost brushing against his chest, and raised my hand to gently stroke the hem of his cape. You're so mean. You kidnap me, provoke me all the time, and then pretend I won't want to stay. Huh? Well, you've become quite honest. Splendid. I decided to turn up the intensity. I wrapped my arms around his neck and spoke to him, almost touching his lips. I don't want to play anymore, Shadowmilk. I want to stay here, with you, forever, just like you said.
I want you to hold me tight, to only look at me, and never let me go.
I felt his body tense under my arms. His grip on my waist, which had been firm and possessive before, was now nervous.
What are you? You're so cute when you try to act like everything is under your control. But this time, it's me who doesn't want to let you slip away.
Yeah? Yeah? Oh no! You had no idea what you were getting yourself into, huh? I slowly slid my hand over his chest, tenderly, look at him the whole time. For the first time, I saw something new in his expression. He was nervous. His pupils contracted slightly as he avoided eye contact. He seemed overwhelmed by the closeness between us. What? Do I make you nervous? That's weird. You're usually the one making me blush. Yeah? Suddenly, he took a step back, breaking contact. His smile had faded completely, replaced by a mix of surprise and something along the lines of panic. You're more dangerous than I expected. I tried to get closer again, with open arms and an expression full of affection. But before I could catch him, Shadow Milk disappeared in a blink, blue smoke surrounding where he had been. Huh? Shadow Milk? I was left alone in the middle of the castle, with a surprised expression on my face. Did I scare him away? The place suddenly went silent. I looked around, trying to locate him, but I failed. A sigh left my lips as I began to walk. I can't just leave it like this. The surroundings slowly changed as I went further, until I stumbled upon a garden. It felt strange yet beautiful, enveloped in the same bluish atmosphere. My steps became slower as I looked everywhere, trying to find him. Shadow Milk? No one answered. It was just the soft sound of the breeze and the sensation of not being alone. I know you're here. I clenched my fists slightly, moving further into the garden. But I still couldn't find him. I kept walking a bit more, but seeing no sign of him, I stopped for a moment. The garden was peaceful, as if time moved differently here. With a small sigh, I sat on the grass, allowing the calm atmosphere to slowly wash over me. Maybe he just needed some time alone. I closed my eyes to relax and take a short nap. Moments later, I felt something drawing closer, and when I opened my eyes, a small rabbit that looked familiar carefully approached until it was standing in front of me. Oh. Hey. I extended my hand, giving it time to hop back if it wanted to. But it didn't. Instead, it jumped and settled down comfortably on my legs, a cozy spot for it. So fluffy. I smiled as soon as I brushed its soft fur. The soft breeze, the silence of this garden, everything came together to create a warm and relaxing moment. Without realizing it, my eyelids grew heavier and my eyes gradually closed again. I had no idea how much time had passed, but something changed. The weight on my legs, it wasn't the same anymore. Still half asleep, I opened my eyes. Huh? And there he was. Shadow Milk was lying across my legs as if it were an everyday thing. My hands, which had been caressing the rabbit's fur, were now resting on his hair. Shadow Milk? Jeez, you finally woke up. His tone was the same as always, but there was something different in his eyes. A subtle nervousness, barely noticeable. You look really comfy, sleeping like that in my garden. I blinked a couple of times, still tried to process the situation. Where did the rabbit go? He was the rabbit, oh my god! Let's just say it shapeshifted. I glanced at him with surprise and a smile impossible to hide. So it was you. Oh, does that bother you? Not really. Carefully, I began to brush his hair. It was a natural gesture, too spontaneous that it left him confused.
Stop touching me like that! You're distracting me! You know, I don't usually let anyone stay this close. I watched him closely, noticing a subtle shift in his attitude. Then, why would you let me? Maybe because someone around here seems to really enjoy my company. I tilted my head slightly without moving my hand from his hair. And what if I really did? Does that make you nervous? Me? Nervous? Ha! Don't be ridiculous, sweetheart. I'm not being ridiculous. The atmosphere changed. The shift was almost imperceptible, and it wasn't just a game anymore. For the first time, Shadowmilk was left speechless, and that meant everything. Somehow, I knew he wouldn't run away so easily this time. The silence stretched again, but this time, it wasn't awkward. My hand kept gently caressing his hair, while my mind wandered through a maze of doubts. What is this feeling? Do I really like Shadowmilk? Yeah. I drew in a small breath, gathering my courage. I didn't want to doubt anymore, not after everything. Shadowmilk? Huh? I looked down, still playing with his hair. I felt a lump in my throat, but it's now or never. My voice was shaky, but I continued. I have some strange feelings. What I mean is that I'm in love with you. You what? You have such good taste, sweetheart. I don't blame you. If I were you, I'd also be in love with me too. No, I'm not joking. I'm serious. Why are you looking at me like that? You don't look like you're joking. Wait, are you serious? No tricks? I'm not playing with you. This is what I feel about you. This time, the silence stretched on. Wow! Leaving me speechless is quite an achievement. It's not common for someone to do that. I know. My heart beat faster at his words. Shadowmilk raised his head, then stood in front of me. I'm not used to someone being this bold with me, so if this is real, there's no turning back. If you choose me, you'll belong to me, and only me. Understood? Understood. Now that you've agreed, forget about leaving. I guess, after all, it doesn't bother me if you're the one who stays by my side. I'm not leaving. I want to stay here. With you. I'll stop with the cheesy lines, alright? Is he offering me a rose? Is this for me? Who else would it be for? Take it. I gently took it, feeling my heart beat faster. So, that means... Don't get too excited. I'm just saying. It doesn't really annoy me. I got closer to him, holding the flower in my hands. Kiss! And this time, it was me who closed the distance, pressing my lips to his. It was a soft kiss, and brief, but genuine. And to my surprise, he didn't pull away. We broke the kiss, and Shadowmilk looked away with a hint of discomfort. Do you regret it? No. But you're my problem now. The way he said it to me was the same as always, but his tone was different. Come with me. Oh no! What are we gonna do on the bed, Shadowmilk? He guided me to a room inside his other realm. It was quiet, with shades of blue everywhere. You can stay here. For real? I'm not letting you wander around tonight. You better rest. Tomorrow is another day. Good night, Shadow Milk. Good night, sweetheart. I settled onto the bed slowly after he left, appreciating the rose in my hands. This was something I didn't expect. Tomorrow is another day. Oh my god, I love that! Oh, I love that so much!
So that was Soul Date. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. We will be back with Pure Vanilla's route sometime in the future, so please do stay tuned for that. But personally, oh my god, I was so much of a simp. You have no idea how much of a simp I am for Shadow Milk Cookie, and yeah, I've seen so much of him on Twitter. So much, and I'm not gonna tell you all about it. But do let me know what you thought of the game in the comments below. But in the meantime, hey, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.